In today's video, we're going to look at the difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. Unit 11, Present Perfect Continuous. We form the present perfect continuous in a similar way to the present perfect simple, but we use has or have been plus the ing form of the verb. So remember, Spanish speakers, that have or has is the equivalent of the verb haber in Spanish, and been is like the participle form of the verb to be, so it's haber estado. And if we have the ing form of the verb at the end, that's like the ando suffix in Spanish. So what we have is lo que has estado haciendo, what you have been doing, essentially, in the present perfect continuous. So let's have a look at the structure in positive, negative, and interrogative sentences, and we will use the verb use, utilizar, usar, as an example. In a positive sentence, we would say have or has been using. In a negative sentence, we would say haven't or hasn't been using. And in a question, we would say have they or has he been using? We use the present perfect continuous to talk about an action that has just stopped. I've been painting my room. Would you like to see what it looks like? I've been painting my room. Maybe I have recently finished or I haven't finished yet, but in some time up to now, I have been painting my room recently. It's not clear whether I have finished or not. It is not clear whether the speaker has completed the action yet. We also use the present perfect continuous to talk about an action that has not completely finished. I've been painting my room. It's going to look great when I've finished. I've been painting my room. It's going to look great when it has finished. I haven't finished yet. It's clear I haven't, because I said it's going to look great in the future when I finish. We also use the present perfect continuous to talk about how long the action continued up to and possibly including the present moment. I've been painting my room since first thing this morning. I'm really tired. I've been painting my room since first thing this morning, so I've been painting my room for a long time. That is what I want to emphasize. I want to emphasize how long I have been doing something. Sometimes in Spanish, instead of talking about lo que has estado haciendo, you talk about cuánto tiempo llevas haciendo algo, ¿no? Llevo pintando todo el día. I've been painting all day. Present perfect simple. We form the present perfect simple with has or have plus the past participle. We use the present perfect simple to talk about actions before or up to the present. We do not mention when. These can be a completed action, especially one which has a present result. It is clear that the speaker has already completed the action. I've made a cake. Would you like a piece? I've made a cake means that the cake has been made. The action is completed. Whereas if I say I've been making a cake, we don't know if it is finished yet. We can also use the present perfect simple to talk about how often something has happened before now. You've made a cake every day this week. You have made a cake every day this week. This week is a time period that hasn't finished yet. We are still in this week, and this is what has happened in this week up to now. We can also use the present perfect simple with state verbs like know, love, believe, etc. I've known how to make cakes since I was 10. I have known how to make cakes since I was 10. Two things that are very important here and that are different to Spanish. So first of all, state verbs like know and like and love and things like that. We don't usually use them in a perfect tense in Spanish. In English, we could say, I have known my best friend since we were 10 years old. But you couldn't say in Spanish, he conocido a mi mejor amigo desde que tenemos 10 años. No, you would say, conozco a mi mejor amigo desde que teníamos 10 años. But also, that's another important point. Desde, since. When we use the word since, desde, in English, we're talking about what has happened in the time period since a time, from a time in the past, up to now. So we always use a perfect tense. We always use the present perfect. Well, anyway, I hope the explanation has been good. We're going to have a look at some exercises now, so you can see if you have understood the explanation. If you have any problems, anything you don't understand, leave it in the comments at the bottom. But I think everything should be fine. My explanation was perfect. Practice. Exercise 1. Complete the sentences with the verbs in the present perfect continuous. Number 1. The students have been using computers in this school for several years. Number 2. How long have you been studying electronics? Number 3. The engineers haven't been working on this problem for long. Number 4. My sister has been making a list of the things she wants for her birthday. Number 5. We've been designing our ideal house, but we can't agree on the color scheme. Number 6. I don't know where my tablet is. I hope my little brother hasn't been playing games on it. Exercise 2. Write questions using the words given and putting the verb into the present perfect continuous. Number 1. How long have you been studying at this school? Number 2. How long have you been learning English? Number 3. How long have you been living here? Number 4. How long have you been doing this exercise? Exercise 3. Answer your questions using the present perfect continuous. Number 1. How long have you been studying at this school? I have been studying at this school for 4 years. Number 2. How long have you been studying English? I've been studying English since I was 5 years old. Number 3. How long have you been living here? I've been living here for 10 years. Number 4. How long have you been doing this exercise? I've been doing this exercise for 5 minutes. Exercise 4. Complete the dialogues with the present perfect simple or continuous of the verbs in brackets. Number 1. Kai. I want to make a sandwich, but someone has eaten all the bread. Zoe. Well, I've been making some biscuits. You can have one when they are ready. Kai. How long will that be? I've been playing tennis since 2 o'clock and I'm starving. 2. Tim. Have you been listening to me? Or have I been talking to myself for the past 5 minutes? Paul. No, really, I've been listening to everything, and I have already decided what we can do about your problem. 3. Francis. I think my brother has been wearing my trainers. They're covered in mud. Sheila. No, he's been working in his room all day. You haven't cleaned them since you last wore them. That's all. Number 4. Lucy. The teacher has asked me 3 questions this lesson. Kirsten. She's been trying to find out if you understand the text. Lucy. Well, I haven't understood any of it up to now. Number 5. Laurie. My team hasn't been playing well this season. Jade. Perhaps they'll do better tomorrow. Laurie. I doubt it. They haven't had one good match since the manager left. So we finished with all of the exercises. If you've got this far, I don't know if you are a subscriber or not, but if you're not, you've just watched me for 11 minutes. Why aren't you subscribed? This could be happening every day. I've made so many videos, and I am still making videos. I've been making videos this week. Look at me. I'm teaching you even as I'm asking you to like and subscribe and share my videos. This is amazing.